Welcome back to More Cake Yes Mom Badass Out of Art. I'm your girl Jelena, and today I'm going to show you my 5 simple tips on how I use Procreate to sketch my cakes. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and leave a comment down below if you want to see more tips on how to use Procreate in your baking business. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Jelena Simpson so that way you're updated on the daily things that I do. And I do have a TikTok, so if you want to follow me over on TikTok, that'll be cool too. Now, if you don't know what Procreate is an app designed for artists who like to sketch and draw. No matter if you're a beginner or advanced, it is a little bit of an advanced program, but it's simple to learn and just you have to practice with it and play around with it. So I thought, why not help my other fellow cake artists out or sweets artists out and teach you a little something about how you can use Procreate to sketch up your cake idea. Procreate is available for Apple users only, so Android and Windows users, sorry, it's not quite available for you yet. And it is a paid app. You do have to pay for it, but it's a one-time fee. I can't remember what that fee was because I purchased this app 2 years ago, but it is affordable. Let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to do is obviously open up your Procreate. As you can see here, I have a stack filled with different cakes that I've sketched throughout the years. And yeah, so we're going to open up a screen size. This is just an average size of whatever screen your iPad is. You can choose and customize your own screen size. I'm going to choose the pen tool, and I'm just going to go ahead and shape out the shape I want to do. So tip number 1 is anytime that you have a shape that you want it to be nice and clean, hold your Apple Pencil down on the screen and it will rectify itself and become much more straighter and much more cleaner. As you can see, I just kind of freehanded that and it kind of looked like chicken scratch. And then if I do it again and hold my Apple Pencil down on the screen without picking it up, it'll fix itself and become even more symmetrical. Now I'm going to go ahead and just sketch out the rest of my cake. And again, as you can tell, for each line that I draw and each shape that I draw, I'm holding my Apple Pencil down to the screen and to make sure that it gets nice and straight lines because I want it to look as perfect as I possibly can. And this is great even if you're a beginner and you're not good at sketching out squares and circles. This can definitely help you out. What I'm drawing is just a simple 2-tiered round cake. In my head, I'm thinking the top tier is a 6-inch and the bottom tier is an 8-inch. And then I always like to finish off my cakes with a cake board because I like to visualize the entire look of what my finished cake is going to look like. Now for tip number 2. We want to go ahead and create extra layers. Layers are perfect for when you have more items on your screen. So you just want to go ahead and click the double squares up at the top right and hit the plus sign, and that's going to help you create another layer. So if on my layer 1, I have my cake actually sketched out, and if I wanted to draw flowers on there and I mess up and I start erasing, I'm going to erase my cake and I don't want to do that. So I went ahead and created a second layer so I can sketch out all the cute little flowers that I want to put on here. So all I'm going to do is just draw out some pretty imaginative flowers that I have in my head. These are definitely not anatomically correct whatsoever, but they're simple and cute and adorable, and I like them. And I want to go ahead and add some leaves onto this part here as well. And I don't know why, at some point they started reminding me of an actual football. Now we're going to go ahead and rename our layers for a little more organization. So go back to the double square, tap on it, and double tap on each layer to rename it. And a menu will pop up on the left side of your screen and hit rename and then type in whatever you want to rename it. This layer is going to be named cake. The next layer will be named flowers. Then I'm going to double tap on the third layer and rename that design for the design of my cake. I'm going to draw a kind of like an S shape down from one corner of the bottom tier, and as well do the same thing for the top tier down to the other corner of that tier, just to kind of give it a little bit of some texture on it, right? But I don't think I'm too happy with the thickness of this. So here's tip number 3. Tip number 3, you can actually change the thickness of your pen shape and size. So I'm going to go over to the left side of my screen, and you can see that there's this up and down bar that you have here that you have control over. If you put it all the way up, which is to the max, it'll be thicker. And if you bring it down, it'll get smaller and smaller and thinner and thinner. So we're going to go ahead and find our kind of medium size there, which I think I'm going to be happy with that one. Yep, I like it. And I'm going to go ahead and redraw those S shapes again. Now, referencing back to tip number 2, where I said we can make layers just in case we mess up, we want to erase. I'm going to go ahead and choose the layer I want and choose the eraser tool. And you're going to see that I'm now capable of erasing some of the cake layer so it doesn't peek through the flowers that I've drawn and the design part that I've drawn. I want to kind of get rid of that so that way it looks a little more seamless. This is why it's great to have your items on separate layers, because you can see here as I erase the cake, I'm not messing up the flowers. And now I'm going to go ahead and choose the design layer and just erase a little bit of those lines in between the flower petals. And now it's even better. Which then moves us along to tip number 4. Now, because I can also erase, we can also color. And I love color dropping. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my flower layer. Okay, Jelena, you can speak. Your flower layer. And I'm going to choose a color that I want, which is this lime green. And you can see I'm just pulling that dot off its grid and pulling it towards my leaves. And then again, I'm double checking my layer, which I've chosen, the flowers, and I'm going to change my color to a hot pink, my signature more cake color. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that on top of each petal so I can color in every single one with the pink. And this saves you so much time. You're not sitting there hand coloring in each one. You just grab the color you want and drop it in. Now, just a little tip, you want to make sure that whatever you're coloring in is a full closed off shape. If, say for example, you have the letter U and you want to color that in, that white space in, it's not going to happen because it's going to color the whole paper because that letter U isn't closed off at the top. So if you wanted to color in the letter O in that white space in the middle, you can do that because it is closed off completely like these petals are. And now that I look at my cake, I think I actually want the cake board to incorporate some of this color. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some of this pink on it and then go back and drop some lime green on it also to kind of like make it match with the cake, you know, really cute. Now that brings us to our 5th and final tip for this first session of Procreate tutorials. I'm going to go ahead and create another layer and I'm going to title it Small Flowers. And we're going to do some copying and pasting here because listen, I'm on a time crunch and I don't want to have to sit here and create the same flower over and over again. So I'm going to go ahead and create a small flower on that small flower layer. And then I'm going to go ahead and color it in, color drop, just like we did the larger flowers. Now, making sure that I have my layer selected for small flowers, I'm going to swipe it over to the left and it gives you 3 options. We're going to hit the duplicate option and you see it duplicated it. And I'm going to just keep doing that for as many small flowers as I want. And this saves me so much time. I don't have to recreate the same flower over and over again. And then I'm going to choose that selected tool up at the top, which is just the arrow, and I can resize. You see that? So not only can I copy and paste, but I can resize my flower as well to make sure that the entire thing resizes all at once. So you're not adjusting one side more than the other. You just go ahead and click on one of the corner little blue dots there and just drag it as wide as you want it to get. Just grabbing each one of those small flowers and placing it on my cake exactly where I want it to be. And I was thinking, you know, I think it would be really pretty is if I let the flowers kind of flow along with that S-shaped design that I put on top of it, just to give it a little more texture and make it pop a little bit more. And now this is a fun, colorful cake that we're doing here. So I just want to kind of do little quirky things with it. I don't have enough flowers, so what do I need to do? I need to duplicate even more flowers now. And again, all I'm going to do is choose the layer I want, swipe left and hit the duplicate button, and I'm duplicating just about each and every single one of them. So again, like I said, I can have different sizes of flowers. All right, so I think this is the perfect stopping point right here for these 5 tips. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so that way you can get the second half of this Procreate tutorial and learn the next 5 tips so we can finish off this cute, adorable cake. Thanks so much for joining me today for another tutorial. This one is a new one for me. When I do anything technical, it's always like, oh, this is a different realm. But again, I promise to you guys that I will show you all aspects of running a cake business and some of the things that you may possibly need or may want to use that could help you out along the way. And it's a good investment for your business to use as well. Even if you're not a cake artist and you just stumbled upon this video by mistake and you're just trying to open up your own business, this is a great way to draw out your ideas and have them with you on the go. If you'd like to see part 2 of this video, just let me know because I already have like more tips to give you a part 2. So let me know, comment down below what things you may draw with your Procreate, and if you even downloaded the app yet. let me know. Okay guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.